Gmal Hussain, thank you very much for doing this again. How you been in all that time since we last saw you?
Yeah, I've been good. I enjoyed talking to you about 3 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to be back, and I've just been doing my coaching and working with the youngsters and various clients in the last few weeks. Cricket season is around the corner in England. It's starting in April, so we're only about 4 or 5 weeks away before that kicks off. So yeah, I'm starting to get more busy now.
Yeah, you can tell. But I know you've got a lot of trips in the pipeline. You've got a lot of other work that's happening as well.
Yeah, Singapore is, the climate there is one season around the year, so they can play cricket any time. So I'll be flying out in the next week or so. We've got a couple of assignments coming up, including the SEA Games, which are the Southeast Asian Games.
Okay.
That's an event that they have every year, which is quite a big event. So we've got some preparation to do for that, and then that's going to be held in Cambodia this year. I've never actually been there, so that's the first time for me.
Wow. I've actually heard it's hot all year round.
Tropical climate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
very humid, very sweaty, but good for your health, I guess. A lot of sun.
Yeah, but Singapore, I think it's just right by the equator. You know, it's right by there.
Yeah, so you can't really go wrong there with the place, can you? But still, good luck with everything. Oh, and we haven't had a proper formal introduction on camera yet. So, Gmal Hussain, Mr. Frazer Lucas.
Nice to meet you, Frazer.
Nice to meet you as well.
Well, no movie talk today. Yeah, this is strictly regarding this star. And again, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on the show again.
Likewise, thanks.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. So the last time we spoke about how you got into cricket. What I wanted to do was, what we all wanted to do was, sorry Goose, I didn't mean to take you a little bit of the fun with that.
That's cool.
And what we wanted to do was, we wanted to get to know yourself as a person. It's always good to get to know the athlete, and then what built up the athlete as the years have gone.
Right.
Because usually what was happening was, after I might as well tell everybody this story, and yourself as well, Frazer.
Yeah.
Was after the cameras had stopped rolling, we felt like the podcast and the interview was continually going on.
Yeah.
There was just so many stories pouring out. I mean, it happens with everybody. It happens with ourselves. It happens with Aiden when we do the Lively podcast, because it's a good thing. Once you're in that flow of things, it's hard to break it. And why would you break it? As that saying goes, why break up a good thing?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. So today we're going to get to know a little bit more about the psychological challenges of being an athlete. Because obviously, being an athlete isn't just, physical. It's not just going out there running, doing your weight workout, getting the nutrition and everything. It's all about it's a mind game. Whether you're a boxer, cricketer, whether you're a yoga instructor, or what's the word Aiden uses when it comes to doing yoga? There's a certain name for it.
God, I don't know the show, to be honest. I can't remember. I think he did say something.
Yeah. Tell you what, we're gonna have to. We can probably cameo Aiden onto the show right now. So this is the first time we're actually doing this. So I'm gonna call the legendary Aiden Riley, and then call him onto the show. Yeah. Everyone's gonna hear that.
Hello.
Hey Aiden, how are you?
Hello, my friend.
It's good to hear from you again. So this is the first time you're doing a voice cameo on here. So we're here with Mr. Gmal Hussain, and we were talking about what's the right title to call, because obviously there's a cricketer, there's a boxer, a footballer. Since you're a yoga enthusiast, what is the correct name for calling a yoga enthusiast?
A yogi.
A yogi.
Yes.
That's definitely the correct name for it.
That's what I found out.
I feel like we're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We just found a friend.
That was the whole idea.
It was. Well, thank you very much, bro, and hopefully look forward to collaborating with you again.
Looking within the £1 million.
Thanks, and remind me to share a bit with you as well. I lost count. We're just going with the flow.
That's shocking, mate. I'm sorry.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate the enthusiasm and the confidence.
It's okay.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Thank you, mate. So we got that.
So yogi.
Yogi.
I could have told you that.
And why? Okay, so you wanted to capture me in the moment. I appreciate that. Like, shake your hand for doing that. That was a good one. So, okay, so what scares you and motivates yourself as an athlete?
All right, straight in.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, look, when I was playing cricket, there's fears floating around your mind and your thoughts all the time. I think the biggest one for me was underperforming when it matters, because with professional sport, they say it's like theatre, but the thing is you don't get to rehearse, and everything is live, everything is in the heat of the moment. And one of the big things for me was that fear of not delivering that ball in the right place at the right time, or not being able to contribute for my team. So it was an underperformance thing in terms of a fear, and I think that's quite a common fear, having spoken to other cricketers myself, as well as myself. And injury is another one, which is also a fear. But the thing is that you want to try and take control as much as you can, and it's those are the two biggest things probably which I feared whilst playing: underperformance and getting injured, both of which happened quite a lot.
Yeah.
But that's part and parcel of playing sport.
Yeah. Is it with injuries, with cricket, what is sort of the most common one with cricket when it comes to injuries? Is it more around the legs, the arms?
With fast bowlers, it's usually the back.
Right.
Yeah, the back is your pivotal point in your body while you're bowling.
Right.
There's a lot of repetitive strain and impact.
Yeah.
There's a bit of hyperextension,
Right.
and the back is usually the common injury point for the bowlers. Other things, ankles, maybe shoulder, but I didn't suffer too much from shoulder problems. It was more back for me. Hamstrings is a big one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Hamstring. There's a lot of load going through one leg when you bowl, so hamstring is one. I mean, I say that injuries happened a lot. For me, an injury is something which completely stops you from playing, whereas you get used to playing with what I call as niggles, and niggles are just things that you can manage. You can still play, you're aware of them, and if you only played when you was completely 100% fit, you wouldn't play much. So you get used to managing your body, listening to your body, and getting used to playing with niggles. So that's part and parcel of being a fast bowler and a sportsman, for that matter. But injuries are something which stops you from stepping out onto the field. So with me, that was, I'd say, 2 or 3 times in my playing career, which is quite a low number for a fast bowler. So I was quite lucky and fortunate in that respect.
Okay, that's really good. I mean, like, it's true the fact that you just touched base on, saying that there isn't a sport out there that no athlete has ever been injured, whether it's in training or whether it's on the field or anything like that. But you have to be prepared for everything like that, don't you? But what constitutes to becoming a strong-headed person to, like you say, tackle problems in daily life?
To become a strong, like mentally strong.
Yeah.
I think, look, the way you play your cricket and the way you play your sport is a reflection of who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Sport gives you that opportunity to express yourself, your innermost kind of, you get to release your aggression, you get to release your passion on the field. So it gives you that unique opportunity to express yourself in a competitive environment. So it's a really, how do I put it? It can be quite exciting at times. And it can be quite daunting as well, because you've got opposition trying to do the same thing. So to be mentally strong, I think it's not a switch. It's something which you build up over time, and you build it up with a lot of small things. the main thing for me, which enabled myself, and what I encourage my sort of youngsters that I coach, what I encourage them is to look to try and do something difficult or something that you find challenging. Voluntarily try to do that each day or each week, and just build up a habit of overcoming the things that you fear. And that just fills you with belief that, yes, I can do this. And when you do fear something, it's usually a sign of something which, you know, you should try and embrace it, and you should try and overcome it. So it's over time you become mentally strong. It's not something which you can just switch on and off.
Yeah, well, because obviously, you know, when it comes to athletes, when obviously, like I mentioned previously, you have to be a mentally strong, not just physically strong. Because obviously, you have a lot of people like coming along the way who always say, "Oh, you can't do it. Just give up on it. There's no point." Because there's that enviness of the other individual that's just trying to make you scared into pursuing this passion of yours, isn't it? I'm sure you came across a lot of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, people who tell you that you can't do something are usually the people that couldn't do it themselves.
Yeah.
And it makes them feel better when others can't do it, because
Yeah.
it takes the onus away from them, and you know, so that's usually where that comes from. People telling you can't achieve something is a great fuel for motivation as well. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but proving people wrong, there's a certain satisfaction in that.
Oh, indeed.
It just comes with that mentality of being a sportsman, being ultra competitive.
Of course.
It's how sometimes I deal with my kids. You know, if I want them to do something, you kind of use that reverse psychology. I don't know whether it's just the way our brains work, but proving someone wrong is usually quite a satisfying feeling, and that can be used as motivation as well. So you will get people who say that it can't be done, and I think a lot of the greatest achievements in history have been when people wouldn't believe that it can be achieved, and then someone went and did it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it is one of the prime motivators. You know, when someone says, "Oh, it can't be done," or tells you can't do it, it can be for the right sort of person. It just makes think. It just gives you more fire to try and do it. You know, makes you just think, okay, someone tells me you can't do it. You're not going to be able to. It just kind of gives you that extra sort of push even to achieve it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It does, because that's one of the greatest satisfactions that as you can do, not just as an athlete, as a human being, as an individual, where you've proven people wrong. It's like, say for example, somebody says to somebody, "You're not going to pass that exam. There's no point you revising for it. Like, how can you predict what's going to happen to me?" You ask them that question, then they go, "Well, I just know." How do you know? How do you know? And when they're trying to put the fear in you, but you kind of, like you say, you use the reverse psychology of putting the fear back into them, like, because you've put them on the spot and they don't know how to move from there, don't they?
Yeah.
And